Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap Session for Thursday, February the 2nd, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I'm the founder of Quantum Leap Futures. Each morning we get together in these live go-to sessions to take a look at the market, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, then we drill down to our trade levels, our targets, and our hypotheses for the day. We create multiple hypotheses in order to have a plan in place for whatever the market throws at us. We do not know what the market's going to do. We can only devise a plan, then see what the market is doing, and then execute on the plan that the market is showing us is playing out. This is a subscription room. If you're interested in checking it out, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com. There's no website, there's no blog. This is not a commercial venture. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and the trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. I think I said that twice, but at least we got the point across. Taking a look at the news, we had unemployment claims come out. They came out better than expected. Didn't make the market do much. The preliminary non-farm productivity came out better than expected, and preliminary unit labor cost came out at 1.7, whereas expected at 2.3. 10:30 we have natural gas, and that's pretty much the news for the day. Again, just be careful. We've got headline news, with Trump and what he's doing in terms of his first 100 days in the office and the executive orders that he's putting out. Yesterday we were looking for a open auction and a move up with a failure to come up to the 89 and then rotate down into the prior day. This was actually, I believe it was Hypo 2. Hypo 1 was coming down and then finding buyers. But we came back inside yesterday. We basically chopped around in the upper distribution. We were talking about that 73 area yesterday, how important it was. If we held above it, I'd be looking to the long side. If we got below it, I'd be looking for the low side, looking for a move back towards the 67 and most likely back into balance down here at 64.75, back at the microcomposite VPOC. We did not get to the 67. The buyer stepped in at 68.25. Although overnight we did break down, and we came right back down to the low of 2264.50, one tick below the microcomposite VPOC, and so far we've found buyers, but they really have been unable to move us much. Just taking a look at the Globex here, you can see that inventory is net short in the Globex. We're getting a lot of these B-shaped profiles. Our VPOC is all the way down here, although it could shift up into the 68.50. We've still got almost 40 minutes left, but we went right back down to that microcomposite VPOC at 64.50. What I mean by these B-shaped profiles, let me just bring up the market profile. So we had, 3 days of long liquidation, but we've rallied into the close each time, which is really not normal. Usually when you get long liquidations, you're going to get continuation, further to the downside. We did get it overnight and got the move down here to the 64.25. We just did not break this low. So we have singles above us at 80.50 we want to pay attention to. 73 for me is going to be the over-under line again. A good example of that longer-term price rejection turning into price acceptance with the move to shift the VPOC to the 73.50. We're currently just trading slightly below the prior day range, right around that naked VPOC. That naked VPOC is still open, even though that we went down and took it out and got below it in the Globex. We have to trade it in the RTH session to take it out. So it's going to be a main target this morning and part of my main hypothesis. Let's just take a quick step back. Let me bring up the candlestick chart. I use a simple candlestick chart with a 9 EMA, 20 SMA. What I'm looking for is where are we within the different time frames? Do we have slope and separation, strength of the trend? Are we getting challenged to the trend or getting the trend change? And any other candlestick or chart patterns that I see. Beautiful multi-year upward trend challenge at the end of 15, beginning of 16, taken back, and we're in a continuation pattern on the monthly with an unequalized high. We have that Globex high at 99.50. We have the RTH high at 96.50. I'm still thinking that they're possibility of taking us out, although we have that island top and we have not been able to go up and fill that gap and get back into the island above. So right now we're seeing some weakness. Going to the weekly, you can see we're holding the upward trend, but we're getting another inside week so far. Our weekly ATR is running 43.40. We've got today and tomorrow left. Our low of the week is 62.25. Our high of the week is 85.75. So our upside weekly ATR target is still in the 2300s at 23.0575. And our weekly downside target is 22.4250 with basically 30.8 in terms of the 2 days left of average true range. So both of those are basically within our range. So, don't get biased either way, because we still could go up and test the 2300s and take out the unadjusted highs, or we could go back down and test the year open and go down to the weekly ATR at 42.75, just above that 40.75 year open. Moving into the daily, you can see we do have some weakness coming in on the daily. You can see the gap that we've got here. We're below the 9 and the 20 right now. As we go down to the intraday, you can see that that's accelerating to the downside. We have a downside trend. We had the trend down. They tried to take it back yesterday in the Globex and the RTH, and then they rejected it in the RTH, and now we've got this downward trend coming into today's RTH, and we're failing to get above the 9. Looking at the 1 hour, we had a strong downward trend. Then we had the Mr. Sneaky and technical gap. They took that back, and we tried to get above the 9 and the 20. But now on this particular 1 hour, we're failing again. So we're at a decision point here. Going to the 30-minute, you can see that we have gotten back above, but we do not have any slope. We have separation, but no slope. We just tested the 20. We're trying to get above the 9, so we're again in this consolidation and a possible change of trend on the shorter time frame. Same thing on the 15-minute. We're struggling to hold above the 20 right now, and then going to the 5-minute, we're back below the 9 and the 20 with a possible start of a downward continuation. So I'm still looking at the 67 to get taken out this morning, and looking for support to come in somewhere between the 64 and the 60 area. So just taking a look at the overnight session, remember that the inventory is net short. Our open of the, whoops, wrong chart, move this over. Our open of the Globex is all the way up here at the 75.25 area. So, I'm sorry, open was 74.75. So if they get above the 75.50, we could get a short squeeze here, and we could get a nice move up into that single that's sitting there at the 80.25. Take a look at the bigger picture. Again, we're talking about this island top that we've been unable to close the gap between the island top. We made a move but failed off of 22.85. 82.25 is going to be our key line in the sand above. But right now we're struggling with this this 70 area, the 69.25 VPOC value area high. I'm sorry, micro composite value area high. The longer term price acceptance is at 64.75. We've tested it overnight. We're likely to come down, dip back down here, see how low they're going to bring it. Now, I talked about this the other day, is we still have all these wicks right here. And, we thoroughly auctioned this wick right here, yesterday and the day before. We have not come back down here and fully auctioned these off. So if we get below 64.50 and we do not find buyers in the 60 to 58 area, 57.50 to be exact, we could get a possibility of coming down here and just chopping today down inside of these wicks and coming down and taking a trip through value down to the 52.50s. If we do not hold 52.50s, then I think we're going to see a bigger move down, and the target is the weekly ATR downside target, the microcomposite VPOC down here, and the year open that is all between 45 and 40. So we could get a trend day down today. I'm not expecting a trend day. I'm either looking for a balancing day and a move back up into the high 70s, 80s. But we could come down, chop around in the 64s again, and come down and chop in these wicks and get stuck in the wicks today. A lot to think about, especially being a Thursday, but there's no real big news that we have to take into consideration now that the key news is done. So our overnight high is up at 75.75 or 75.50, I mean. Our overnight low is down at 64.50. Our VPOC did shift. It just shifted up to 68.50. So basically one tick above the high, and then we have this 67. There is a LVN. Well, they kind of filled it in, didn't they? You know what? It's going to be that 73, and it's right back in balance. Well, there is the one right there at. You know what? I'm going to use the value area low as a trade level because there's not much I can do here. I can't use the range low because I think it's just going to be chopping around the VPOC, so I can't lean against that. I've got to lean against the value area. If anything, the daily upside ATR target is at 22.80. The daily downside ATR target is at 22.60. I will be watching the daily, upside target as a possible breakout into targeting the 83, 85 as a breakout, and then targeting the naked VPOC and the naked close up here at 89. That is also the island top VPOC, just one tick above it. It's actually 88.75. But we've got the naked VPOC and the naked close right there as well. So those are key targets. The LVN of the microcomposite in the island top is 91.25, and above that I would be targeting the 94. And then, of course, the all-time high at the RTH, which is 96.50. And then an equalization. What happened there? And then the equalization of these two highs and a move into the 2300. Not expecting that today. So to the downside, my levels, got to bring and take a look at this a little bit closer. Well, there's a 67. If we don't hold 67, I'm not going to use it as a trade level, but I mean, if we don't hold it, look for them to take out the overnight low. Very, very important if they leave the naked VPOC and the overnight high alone and come down here, take out the overnight low, and then continue lower. So anyway, my main hypothesis for the day is some further continuation down. I'm looking for an open auction just inside a range, a move up, a failure in the 70 to 73 area, and then finding responsive sellers and then rotating us down through back into balance and coming down and testing the 62 to 60 area, possibly even coming down and getting stuck in these lower wicks. That's my main hypothesis. My secondary hypothesis is an open auction in range, a false breakout down to the 67 to take it out, possibly back into the 64 area, finding responsive buyers down here, and then rotating us up through into the 77, chopping between the 77 and the 75, and coming up and testing this 80 to 82 area and closing somewhere between 80 and 85 with basically trading most of the day inside of the prior day with a false breakout to the low side. My third hypothesis is an open test drive, testing the 71, taking the 67 out, failing miserably, coming down, taking out the daily ATR, coming down, chopping around the 56, and then pushing down through to the 40s and closing somewhere down here near the weekly ATR downside and the week open. My fourth hypothesis is an open auction holding the low or just false breakout, pushing up immediately into taking the naked close out and taking out the overnight high, and then pushing up, fighting this upper distribution, and then pushing up into the 89 area and coming up and targeting the island top and closing the gap up here. So those are my four main hypotheses. It's really the way this market is trading. It is not a normal auction. I was talking to FT, in the room yesterday. I was asking him about the B-shaped profiles. He doesn't think that in the context that they mean what they mean, but I mean, I got to pay attention to them because they're there, and just because he doesn't agree with me doesn't mean that that they won't give us some further continuation down today. But you never know. Taking a quick look at gold. Gold is back into price discovery. We're breaking out above that 23. We said if they got above the 23, they'd come up into the 26. The key level to keep an eye on is this 32. But we've now fully accepted this 1215. We've been above it and below it multiple times now, and now we're breaking out of the range. It actually shows better, and I want to bring this chart up here, the daily on just a simple candlestick chart. You can see that we're coming up right now, and we're coming up into this former support level, which is turning into resistance. And right now we're trying to break above this this resistance here. And if we can get above this level, okay, the next key resistance isn't up until we get into the 60s. So 50 to 60. So, you know, if we get above that 33, we're going to be above this area and likely get a bigger move up through and come up into the 60s. If we fail from here again, then I think we could come all the way down and get back into the 1100s again. But every time we get back into the 1100s, you know, they're buying it and taking us up through to that 1590 composite VPOC, and you know, until the buyers stop buying it up. You can see, look at how strong this was. That move down to the 1198.70, or sorry, 99.70, and they bought it right back up, and then continued. So, and we've gotten through this price acceptance is the most traded price going all the way back to October of 2008. So, but we are hitting some resistance here in the 27, 28 area. But if we can get above it, look for them to at least push through to the 32.70. But right now, it's not a real good short, you know, trying to short this. You know, unless you've got some good rotations up, like we just rotated up $12.90, went down 5, went up 5.90, and now we've rotated down $3.30. So the rotations are getting bigger to the upside. That is good indication of the trend trying to continue to the upside. So just make sure you're not trying to short a $5 or $6 rotation up and getting caught for $5 or $6. Take your stops in gold if you're going to try to short it. But the trend is your friend right now, and gold is in a nice strong trend up on pretty much all time frames. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we will catch you on the flip side.